Dr. Livingstone Memorial Museum in KIGOMA, Tanzania. Antiquities touristic attraction centers in Tanzania. These names are currently changed into names. For example, Old Dubai can just be known as Old Dubai. Laitora as well. You can go to Kondoa, which is still Kondoa's place. Tongoni, which is Tanga, but coming to Bagamoyo, still known as Bagamoyo. You can go to Tabora, which is Tabora region in Tanzania as well. And now we are here in KIGOMA also, the center for the slavery. Coming to Ismila also, going to Peramiho. You can go to Tendaguru and Mikindani. First President Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere and Abeid Aman Karume. Main activity in KIGOMA for economic well is fishing, as you see it here, but also they got some of oil factories, which are oil pumps, Machikichi as well. This side, Dr. Livingstone, David Livingstone, a missionary, exploring this historical site over here, family. There are much more to explore about the slave trade in here at Ujiji, and you're gonna explore more knowing about when exactly did Dr. Livingstone arrive at Ujiji in Tanzania, and how he participated in slave trade, and how it went until Stanley also came from the UK looking for him, and they met under the mango trees. And there are 3 signs over there. You might need to know the history by you visiting this wonderful country, Tanzania, and explore about the history of slavery trade. This is Dr. Livingstone himself. What you see currently are most of economic activities which were conducted in KIGOMA, Tanzania back in the day, specifically at Ujiji, like the palm oil extractions, water fetching, and much more. And here is Dr. Livingstone and Stanley when they met for the first time. After Stanley came all the way from the US looking for Dr. Livingstone. And amazing enough, they all met under the mango tree. He came with the flag of America, indicating where he came from and what was his purpose to finding the slavery trade. Ujiji being on the coast, that's all you see these from the lake, and you see also the slippers which are used, the kettles, and much more of the instruments or fighting equipment, iron as well, which were used back in the years 18 something during exploration of slavery trade. Ni aibu kwa kweli. This was the slave trade routes along the Indian Ocean from the Middle East, going all over from Africa to somewhere where they were taken to. So majority of it who participated in this slavery trade will be found once you visit this amazing route. And you can see there are major 3 slave trade routes that was conducted from Ujiji, one route which was central and the other one which were along the eastern side, all the way which were taking the slaves to Zanzibar prior to shipping them. KIGOMA had an amazing culture and economy as well back in the years. That's why you can see the architectural stuffs and majority of intellectual activities also were found also in KIGOMA back in the years. By far speaking, so Africa was so modernized in terms of technology, as just the history itself tells from the appearance of a lot of equipment which were already done by our ancestors in Africa, such as spears. You can see like cooking kopos and mtungi we call them, and much more as you see family. So indicating that back in the days, a lot of things, the technology was in Africa, the basket technology and much more. It's just something happened maybe during the exploration that made now Africa to be again back in technology and starting copying the West. So the West, when they were exploring, because they took a lot of ancestors through slave trade, who were knowing the knowledge about, who had the knowledge about the technology, they took them through slavery to abroad. So they are the one who developed the industry in Western Europe and Asia and other places as well. So Africa is the source of technology. As you see yourself, in those years, this technology were in Africa, no industries, but technology were in Africa. Do you agree with me or not? Leave on the comment section. But majority of you might agree with me, because you see the history don't lie. The history don't lie. If you're still confused, book that flight ticket and visit Tanzania. Just come to Ujiji, go to Bagamoyo, you can go to Zanzibar, you can go to Tanga or the coastal region and explore much about the slave trade, but also about the history of the activity that happens in Africa, happened back in the years. You'll be able to realize where was the source of technology. See, fishing activities were already conducted in Africa, and even when you talk about melting, melting iron activities also were during the Iron Age, also when you start the Stone Age and Iron Age also in Africa. This technology was there. People were using melting stuffs to melt during Iron Age and make some of the equipments from iron. Can you imagine? So Africa was the future. They took it to the Western, and now again soon enough Africa will still be the future again. One thing to note once listening or watching this video is that my history, which I know might be different from the history which you studied you as well, because in every country which I've visited, I just realized what people know about history depends to what the government has wanted them to know. So the history which you know about the African countries might be different from the history which we as African we wrote our own. So you have to agree from where the source was, because you have to go where the source is and to listen everything, read everything and learn everything from there. So you don't need just to know that, okay, from the television which you see every day that Africa was like this, is like that. That's the history. They tell you what they want you to see, what to hear. But once you come to the original source, you'll find the real history of that particular thing. And that's what I'm trying to bridge with you now. You agree with me or not? We don't have to agree each other. We just have to know this is the reality, because it comes from the first hand, from the real site where things happen, not the one which you just see from the other guy who is trying to narrate to you.